Welcome back to Sitting with Ashley. And Ashley. Alright, this is our second collective convo of the day. Alright. I really appreciate my computer. It's uploading things so fucking quick. And look. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You would. Anyway, today we're going to talk about going no contact and how to stay firm in those decisions, okay? I'm not talking about narcissistic, what's the word for that? They do a cutoff thing, disposal sort of situation. No, I'm talking about when you have people who are no longer serving you in your life and you've come to the decision of being like, I don't want this anymore, okay? We're not going to be in relationship anymore. I have these firm boundaries with you and I want to make sure that you don't cross them, okay? And you go no contact. If you are working with narcissists and you've identified that that's what the situation is, regardless, whatever the reason that you want to go no contact with someone, usually it does stem from a place of you being mistreated, okay? Because it takes a lot to get to a point of wanting to go no contact with people. It takes, for the most part, it takes a lot of initiating of conversation, trying to exert boundaries, those boundaries being crossed consistently, shit like that. So if you've gotten to a point of going no contact with someone, it can be really hard to stand firm in that after a certain amount of time. I'm going to give examples because I'm in this situation right now, which is why I felt called to talk about it. I went no contact with my mom over the summer because it had just gotten out of hand. I've already shared a lot about this, both within story time and just random. And my mother will not stop trying to get back in contact with me. I have her blocked. I asked her to stop watching my socials, which probably not, but whatever. For Christmas, she sent me, so my mother was here. She came to visit the day that I had one of my videos go over 1,000 people. Like, one of my videos circulated over 1,000 people, and my mother was in town when that happened, and that was last year. And it was this pivotal moment of me really getting a lot of views. And then if you go back, you'll see that after that moment of having 1,000, and like it had been a consistent build up to that point. My videos were reaching 300, 500. There were not 5 like we are right now. Oh God, I gotta take my socks off now. I'm getting heated. Anyway, so, oh gosh. So I am obviously very well versed in energy. I've studied it. I embody it. And I have access to different realms about it, right? So when I started recognizing, first of all, she was not proud of me for reaching 1,000. She looked annoyed that I had reached that. So that was like one of the very first things that I was like, As a mother now, as me being a mom, there's no way in hell if my son, that's not how I would react, okay? So first of all, motherhood has been the most liberating thing for me. Anyway, in my own relationship to my family and obviously his father as well. I have gone no contact with everybody. Anyway, so I wanted to share that backstory because she's never been very supportive of my path. Like ever, because mostly projections, right? She won't do her own work. So anyway, Christmas time, first of all, Halloween, so for Niall's birthday, she sent him something, which, whatever, it had only been no contact for a couple months. Halloween, she sent a package. Christmas, she sent a package, and I have not said anything to her. I am usually like the queen of thank you notes and gratitude, and I am no contact, and I understand that when narcissists do things like this, when they reach back out, when they love bomb you, when they gift give, when they're trying to get back in, and I know that. So I am no contact, and it's very hard for me to not say thank you because I am grateful. But also, I'm pissed because she cut us off completely from what we were receiving financially from her, and then is, putting in all of these little gifts, and it's just like, thank you, and also I'm not having a relationship with you until you heal yourself, right? My energy was extracted and siphoned and turned into fuel for her while it drained me, right? I have made huge strides on this channel, and I recognize that that started happening again when I cut off this energy. Anyway, 2 days ago, we received our $500 payment in my bank account from her. And again, I'm grateful because groceries are motherfucking expensive. We live in a food desert. And also, I'm not saying anything. And I'm like, I don't know, because when she and I had this conversation, it was her saying, well, if you're not going to call me every day, then I'm not going to give you money. And she said, and I quote, I am not going to be someone's paycheck. I'm the only single mother in my family, okay? I'm the only single mother in my family. I think I'm the only one in my family that has a criminal record as well. So for her to say, point blank period, I don't respect your work, I don't respect what you're doing, it wasn't just, I'm not going to be your paycheck. What I heard was, I don't give a fuck about either of you. I know how hard it is for you. I don't care, So for me, it was like, I knew that. Thank you for the confirmation. And also, your consequence is that you're no longer going to get my energy. I know how dope my energy is. When I know how dope my energy is, when I'm not being treated correctly, I go no contact. My silence, very loud. Trust me, I already know. It's my little tool, okay? Anyway, I bought a lot of groceries, all right? I'm grateful for this money. Also gave some back to baby daddy because that's what we do. We share the wealth. And he has been excellent filling in that gap of her not supporting us, and he's been hustling hard for us. And so I gave him a little bit of this money that she gave us. But it just came out of the blue. And so I wanted to know. I share all of this to say, I'm not really trying to air out my dirty laundry, but this is what you need to recognize about people who are narcissists, is that they will do what they can to get you back into their energy, to get you back into their good graces, or you to put them back in your good. Hey, tomorrow's Bob Marley's birthday. Anyway, and so when we go no contact with someone, despite all of the other charades that they may be doing, right? Because we could have had a conversation, we could have made better boundaries, but the emotional intelligence of my mother, or most people who are narcissistic, is incredibly elementary. Like, I'm talking like pre-K, okay? They don't know how to express emotions. They don't know how to take accountability or responsibility for the harm that they've caused, right? That's why boundaries need to be placed, and boundaries are never respected, because again, they don't understand how to do that, right? They just don't. It's not in their understanding. They are about what they need, right? It's a constant centering of self. Again, incredibly elementary. As a child, that's what you do before you understand how to do things. That's why I say all the time that we're really just like a bunch of kids in big bodies, right? Because emotionally intelligent people or people who are not having emotional intelligence, or people who have narcissistic tendencies, which I believe the entire boomer generation has. Look at the fucking state of the planet under their control, right? Hella narcissistic, right? No boundaries, just complete extraction, complete what can I do, what can I do, what can I get, I don't care about anyone else, right? It's just this nasty ass way of life. So anyway, it is very hard to not reach out, but she's remaining blocked, because I see this and I understand this as a tactic on her part, because I know I've also been on the other side of that, where I know what she's telling her friends. Oh, well, I sent her this, and then she never said anything. Oh, I sent her this, and she never said anything. And what did I do? Right? Completely centering of self, right? not taking accountability for the times in which, wasn't able to be a proud parent, like, ever for me. Literally every big moment in my life, she centered herself. I think I've shared this before. But when I graduated, first of all, when I decided to, after I had to withdraw and I was incarcerated, I went back and I was like, I'm gonna finish my bachelor's. I was one semester away. I'm like, I'm finishing this shit. I'm not gonna work in this call center forever. I can't do that. So I was like, and she said, aren't you embarrassed? And I said, why would I be embarrassed? Everyone graduated like 2 years ago. Nobody knows who I am. Who cares if I'm a little bit older than these kids? Finish that shit. Then I went on to get a master's. And when I fucking graduated from my master's, oh, well, I didn't have my master's degree until I was in my 50s. I was in my 20s. Cool. Again, this was my big day, right? And Dogon was there. We were like together, but like we weren't married yet. We got married after graduation, like 6 months after. And again, oh, well, he's closer to my age, right? Like, this is constant centering of self. So if you've gotten to a point of wanting to be no contact with someone and they keep coming through or trying to get you, and there's a distinction between like a friend who like you've lost contact with. You know who I'm talking about in your life with these examples. If that person comes up for you when I'm sharing what I'm going through or what this woman keeps doing, that's someone that you've more than likely already peeped as someone who's unhealthy for you, whatever label you want to give them, right? So I want you to understand the tactics of narcissists and how they will continue to try and rope you back in to extract energy. And if you've got some dope ass, healing ass energy, they are going to stop at nothing because they're fucking needing it. They're like feeding for it. Like, they've become addicted to it and they don't know, again, how to be on their own. They haven't done their own healing work. So I want you to make a list. If this is something you're struggling with, or if this is something that you always let your boundaries down with someone when they come back and you're like, oh God, I just love you so much, but you never treat me right. But okay, let's try again. Stop it. Get your self-esteem right, okay? And if you need help with that, go watch the video we just did about negative self-talk. Because if you are allowing this person in your life, you're continually allowing them to narrate your self-talk, okay? And that's more than likely going to drag you down. Like my mother. I will never forget the things she said to me, like I just shared with you. I will never forget the ways in which she centered herself on my biggest achievements, on my biggest days. And I will never forget the ways in which she made me feel when I needed help. Okay? There's this white neoliberalism in white families or white nuclear families where it's like to each their own, right? Even if you have the resources, it's like, I don't know, someone told my mom that she and I had a codependent relationship in my early 20s when I got locked up. So I got locked up. I was in college. I was living at her house. Well, I don't think I was living there. Maybe, no, I had my own apartment. But I was like doing my laundry at her house. She was paying my phone bill. She was paying some of my other bills because I was in my early 20s, right? That's what parents do. So I get locked up and I get out of incarceration. Bitch cut me the fuck off. So not only was I like being reintegrated into society as like not a college student, because I had been in college since high school. So like this was an entirely new world for me. I had to get a full-time job. I had to pay all my bills. I had to find a place to live all by myself. Like there was no family support. And if there was family support, it was constantly held over my head, right? I share a lot about that too. My foot's going to sleep. So anyway, I'm like, okay, cool. So I had to figure out everything. So if this has been you, so it was just like, and then it's like every motherfucking time she's helped me since then, it has just been like I expect this from, like those motherly I'm 30, I'm gonna be 38 in like 2 weeks. Okay, I'm not a young child, all right? I've been through life and I've lived a lot of life more than my family as well, right? So anyway, I'm like, dude, like, you can't hold shit over my head anymore. Like, I'm a motherfucking adult. I'm a mother myself. And I would never do that to my child. Like, my goal as a mom is to get him completely the way hooked up, right? Like, housing, everything set. I want to have a job for him. I want to have a brick and mortar business that he can run, that he can take over. I want to make sure he's got a reliable car and transportation and all of his needs are met. And I'm like, I would never as a parent. Like, I don't even care what we go through, right? Because Niall is special. And that's another thing. My family never acknowledged that I had different needs. I was autistic the whole motherfucking time, and I didn't even know that until I became a mom of an autistic kid. And then, so, like, the past few years, I've been on this journey of, like, recognizing and reintegrating myself. And I'm like, dude, I had all of the signs were there that I needed extra support. But no, you guys called it bipolar. You called it schizophrenia. No, that was autistic burnout. Because for 23 years of my life, I was ignored and treated like shit, right? So anyway, if you have someone in your life that you have gone no contact with, if they try to keep coming into your life, I want you to know you can end the cycle and take control, okay? Don't allow them back in, okay? Don't allow them back into your life, because it's not worth it. They are just trying to get your energy. They are trying to pull you back down. Remember, it's why I understand the crabs in the barrel concept so much, is because that's my family. Every single time I've tried to liberate myself, and I'm telling you, every couple months this woman is going through these motions of trying to get back into my good graces, and I've gone no contact. I'm not doing that. I'm at a point in my life where I don't need her. And that's what I had to do. I had to get to a point financially that I had to liberate myself. And last year, I've never really shared this, but last year, when we finally had Niall's social security number, we amended 3 years of taxes. So I bought myself out of my own family so that I could free and liberate me and Niall. That's what happened last year. I was able to stop finally talking to my mother because I had enough money to do so. So, whatever you need to do to liberate yourself, do it. And don't let them back in. Going no contact is hard. Thinking about these things is, hard. But again, make a list. Make a list of all the times that they made you feel like shit. Make a list of all the things that have been held over your head. Make a list of all the things that people should normally just do for people that they've made it seem like was some big deal. That you were some sort of unworthy, or like you were so lucky to have my help. Fuck that. People should be looking out for each other. People should be upholding each other. People should be loving on each other. If that's not what you're getting in a relationship, and you know you need to go no contact, do whatever you can. And be strategic about it. If you can't just up and stop right now, like I said, I bought myself out of this. I've been planning this for years. I've known, and that's another thing, keep your enemies close until you get to that point. Because she felt so comfortable in my presence and in my energy that she told me exactly what she had planned for me, which is why she got cut off. She told me exactly. She said, "Oh, isn't that a mental illness? Oh, do you have you written out paperwork for what you're going to do with Niall?" Okay, so when people tell you who they are, believe them. When people tell you what their plans for you are, believe them. When people who have had power over you have lost that power and are trying to get back into a place of power over you, believe them. Get them out of your life. Do that for the safety of you and whoever it is in your realm of existence, okay? Thanks for listening. I know this kind of was like more of like a trauma dump than anything, but I just want you to understand the tactics. And it's just such a great example because 2 days ago when I woke up and I had $500 in my bank account, I was like, right on, cool, I'm still not calling you. Baby daddy was like, dude, call her, say thank you. I said, no. I already tucked and rolled out of that fucking moving car. I'm not going back, but I will use this money because we fucking need it. And I bought groceries and a tattoo gun. I'm not gonna lie, because that was a little spiteful, and it should be here tomorrow. So anyway, take care of yourself. Don't let these assholes have control over you. And this is how we liberate ourselves. But again, you have to be strategic. Get to a point of recognizing it, and again, believe people when they tell you who they are and what they have planned for you. All right, have a good one.